What's going on, YouTube? It's the Personal Touch Show, episode 10. You dig what I'm saying? And you are live and direct with Pat Brady, and I am here with
Ron, aka Yoda.
Yes, sir. We are here today, back for another episode of the Personal Touch. We appreciate everybody that has been rocking with us and showing us amazing amounts of love on our channel. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and share this great message. We really appreciate it, and we thank you for all the support again. With that being said, let's get right into the topics, the quotes of the day. Let's get right into the episode. Let's get in.
Quote of the week, quote of the day. Love our enemies, it will drive them crazy. The book of Matthew, chapter 5, I'm going to tell you how to do it right here. Love our enemies, it'll drive them crazy. Listen, Matthew chapter 5, verse 44 says this. This is God speaking to us, straight from his word. These are the instructions. But I say to you, love, that is unselfishly, seek the best and higher good for your enemies, and pray for those who persecute you. Love your enemies and drive them crazy.
In spite of.
Right. That's straight to the point. Unselfishly. I mean, I can read it again. So, God says, but I say to you, those that's listening, we who are speaking, love, that is unselfishly, seek the best or higher good for your enemies and pray for them. Keep God involved in the situation. Pray. Talk to God about it. For those who persecute you. Those who persecute you. Persecute, let's think about this. You're doing something and you mean good. And somebody else perceive it different. And you get persecuted. Oh. But you know what? I found out when it's a misunderstanding. If you love, if you let that love, that agape love, that love that's unconditional, be present, which is God in you, then when you get to the point where you feel like you're persecuted, you understand it's not coming from the person. The situation may seem like it's coming from the person, but it's actually a spirit. That's why we say love your enemies. He didn't say when he said enemies, you gotta identify that as a spirit. Because if you identify that as people, you have a lot of enemies, right? A lot of enemies. So in order to be able to identify something as a spirit and then be able to dominate the spirit with the spirit, meaning God's spirit can overpower Satan's spirit, because that's all it's saying. Let God's power in you, let God's spirit in you dominate the situation you're in, which is his love, which creates a whole different environment. Question, how you gonna operate in that? Get connected with Jesus.
And to go off that, just loving your enemies in spite of, it definitely is more of a spiritual thing than probably physical than you think. You have to really look at your enemies like how you love God. Your enemy might love God as well. You feel me? They might love God just as much as you. Might praise God just as much as you. So instead of looking at them like an enemy, look at them as a child of God. You feel me? And maybe that will soften the blow of like, dang, I would want somebody to love me like how God loved me in spite of, and even your enemy. You think your enemy doesn't get down on their knees and pray to the same God you do, So treat your enemy like a believer, like somebody who's a believer and what you believe in, And y'all may not see eye to eye on some things, but y'all do agree on connecting to the source. Y'all do agree in God and Jesus Christ. You feel what I'm saying? So if y'all had that agreement, it might be tough, but if you, like you said, focus on the spiritual aspect and not the human aspect, you might find out your enemy is a believer just like you. And y'all have more things in common by following God's path than what y'all have in common with y'all beefing over something human. Because most of the time your enemy is something human that you're beefing over. It's not something really God having to do with God or anything like that. It's something personal. It's more personal. And like he said, most of the time your enemy, you see something in yourself that you don't like, and that's probably why it irritates you even more. Like, oh, I can't stand this person. It's something that God's telling you to look at yourself. If you can point at another person and be like, I can't stand it with what they're doing, that's clearly God letting you know you need to slow down, look at yourself. What are you doing? What are you bringing to the table, instead of pointing at what else, or pointing out what else somebody else did wrong. So love your enemies in spite of, and forgive your enemies too, because you can die with that unforgiveness in your heart, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, man. So do the best you can. I know it's tough, but like my father said, you got to connect to the source to be able to be prepared for that spiritual warfare you might have with a human being. And if you're not connected to the source, which is Jesus Christ, you're just gonna have a rough road, and like you said, endless amount of enemies that you don't know how to really deal with.
Wise on my mind, and the thing I like about God, what He just explained to us to do, He already know that it's called divide and conquer. So if you're dealing with somebody that's another believer that understands what you understand, and the friction there, God knows that Satan knows that too. So his whole objective is to divide and conquer. So he can use the feeling, emotion, situations to separate you. And he can conquer the situation. He can conquer the peaceful environment you live in. He can possibly conquer the joy that God gives you, the power that lives in you. He can distract that. Love your enemies. Drive them crazy.
Drive them crazy, loving your enemies. I'm telling you, that's, if you really want to make your ops mad, make your enemies mad, show them love and support them. Or don't feed into whatever they got going on, give it back to you. And you can say love, I'm gonna end it. Love, you can, like you say, love, it doesn't mean you have to deal with them, you know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that, hey, it's nothing but peace and love, and you come in peace when it comes to this person, because at the end of the day, when you come in peace, you're not talking about them, you're not trash talking them, trying to start something with them or something like that. You'll get the true peace. And your enemy might find true peace on how you move. If you moving with love, your enemy might even stop being your enemy because they see how you moving with love. They'll hate it so much, they'll start loving you and say, you know what? This dude ain't showed me nothing but love. He ain't do nothing towards me. Man, it's all good, man. Loving your enemies in spite of. You did, it'll drive them insane. You did. Love your enemies, man. Subject of the week. Subject of the week is coming from me today. It's more of a quote, but a little bit of a subject, because I feel like the subject is in the quote, but I'm going to just read this quote for you. The tools we develop to maintain our physical bodies, however, can only bring us temporary satisfaction. What matters more is that we remain spiritually and healthy and strong. Now, hear what I just said. What matters more than the temporary satisfaction of your physical body, the physical, is remaining spiritual, healthy, and strong. So when I saw that the subject of the week of this week is focusing on your spirit, your inside more than the out, that is the main focus of this week. I feel like, a lot of people focus on, you think, okay, I can go to the gym, I can build my body up, I got a 6-pack, my legs look great, my body look great. That's the physical. The spiritual is on the inside. That's what God really works with. That's where you really get that true connection on the inside. So a lot of people that are around now, they're so focused on, I gotta look good, the physical. I gotta get fresh shoes, I gotta get fresh earrings, fresh glasses, and it's not feeding your spiritual. Your spiritual has to be healthy. That connection to God has to be healthy. And if you more focus on the outside, the inside will crumble, deteriorate. Your spirit won't be healthy. So you can have that Benz and riding around on the strip, and on the outside, people like me and my father, I mean, not us, but we just saying people, you like, man, he doing good. You know what I'm saying? He riding around clean. He got money. Meanwhile, you're depressed. You don't have any money for real. You're riding around struggling. Your health is deteriorating. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to spiritual. You're not taking that time to figure out where you at on the inside because you're so focused on the outside. And that physical is going to deteriorate more than the inside. Your inside, your spirit going to always be here. But you're going to get old. You can get wrinkles. You can get gray hair. Your knees going to start cracking. The physical will be breaking down. So that's why you got to feed the spiritual, which is the inside. And like we said, we're going to keep reiterating. Feeding the spiritual comes from connecting to the source, which is Jesus Christ and God. We're going to keep bringing this back around because he can feed your spirit. He can feed your soul better than anything that you can imagine. So I'm telling you, that Benz is not going to give you a hug. That Benz, you can pray that Benz, but you're not going to hear nothing back. You know, you can praise that new chain, that new watch, but it won't tell you how to get past when you just having one of them days when you don't want to get up in the morning, when you don't want to keep going. So feed your spiritual, man, instead of your physical, because the physical can deteriorate. But go ahead, you can speak on that a little bit more.
You know, this the flip side to that. See, God don't mind you having. He don't mind you having a Benz. He don't mind you having money. But the thing is this: if you're using these things to actually, I'm gonna get to the point. If you're taking care of your body because God lives in you. So when you go to the gym, you know, you working on, you say, because the God lives in me, I want to be there in the best position I can to be able to use me. So we ain't badgering going to the gym. We just saying your motive should be right. Your motive should be, why I really take care of my body is because I have a relationship with God who lives in me, the Father. Now, once that's in line, God ain't say you can't have. He didn't say you couldn't have. Those are choices. Our thing is, don't put these things.
Don't focus on it.
Yeah, our bodies on our bodies because of what we desire. It's really what God desires of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, we get pleased at the same time. So we all we doing is say, get our priority straight.
Get your spirit, your inside straight.
Right.
Get your spiritual straight. You know what I'm saying? Like it's key because, like I said, like he just said, you know, like it's not a thing of you can't have it, but I mean you should be focused on your inside, right?
That's right.
You know, so
That's right.
yeah, you know, and like he said, if it's to please God, you gotta be on the inside good, because if it's not to please God, it's pointless. You feel what I'm saying? It's literally pointless. You'll be buff with no point. You know, you'll be rich with no purpose. You know, so
That's right. That's right.
So it's not a against thing, but it's just something we believe you should focus on if you really want the better end of the stick.
And we talking about not just your spirit, but your liver, your lungs. You take care of your liver, your lungs.
That's all part of your spirit.
That's right. Your kidneys, your colon, your brain. You know, this is what is housing God. All these different vital parts. So it's two ways. It's not just spiritual, it's spiritual. So if you're taking care of that, there's great rewards in that, because the bottom line is you're doing it because you want to please Him.
Yeah.
And then when you want to please Him, He puts you in the best position to do it. He puts you in the best position to do it.
Nah, for sure. I definitely, that was a great message. This is a great message, man. You know, focus on the spiritual health and not the physical health. And that's just the saying, you know what I'm saying? Not meaning exactly, you know, that's just a saying. Focus on the spirit, focus on the inside, and then God will bless you on the outside. Once you focus on that, He'll bless you on the outside.
I'm glad, and I was going to look for a scripture, but I thank God. Look, this is the scripture for you. Matthew 6:33. What we're saying is in Matthew 6:33, go look at it. Look at it in the Amplified Bible or New Living Translation. It says, seek ye first. That means go after. It says, seek ye first the kingdom of God. That means find out how God do things. Get involved in what He doing. Then He says, and His righteousness, that means His way of living, the way He thinks. Then He said, then all these things will be added unto you. So all we're saying is position yourself, seek what God desires, or how your body to be, spiritually and physically. And then the things that you want, be added. Then a lot of things that you want, you won't even want, because you realize it's not a need.
And we're going to leave it at that. Before we go, we have a subject before we leave today. You dig? We gotta, give y'all something great before we leave. You dig? And the ending subject today is something that everybody should realize if you haven't already. Everybody is going through something. Everybody. I'm talking about from somebody my age, Yoda's age, from 3-year-olds. Even if you think they're not going through something, everybody is going through something. We had a conversation during the week, and we're just talking about a lot of situations, and we just realized, like, man, everybody's going through something. It's an everyday struggle. It's a constant thing. But it's what we said in the subject of the week. It's what you feed in your spirit, though. What's going to get you through that every day.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna give y'all something to work with here. If you listen to music, Biggie made a song called "Everyday Struggle." It's every day is gonna be something. I mean, something different. It was something different in this song happening all through the song. It's every day something struggling from him being on the streets, from his baby moms to the rap career. Everyday struggle. You can take that and even have it on a spiritual level. God's going to allow you to be in certain situations every day, every minute. And it's really to show the true warriors he got front line of how you handle it, through everything. If you realize that every day that somebody's going through something, you probably won't be as hard on people in general, because you'll realize you go through stuff every day. So you don't want nobody coming down on you every day while you going through something, and to, bring it all in together. When you really going through something, I think that's really time to really, really connect with God and Jesus Christ, especially every day. So if every day you're going through something, that's why you need to connect every day. Think about that. Everybody's going through something every day. So why wouldn't you connect to Jesus Christ and God, be super connected in, and not saying it's going to be easy. Just because you're connected doesn't mean it's going to be a cakewalk. When you a true soldier for the Lord, you a true soldier in his life, it's never going to be a cakewalk. But at least if you have the tools, which is the source, you feel me, to connect to, you got something in your ammo belt that you can use on your everyday situations. So everybody's going through something, man. And the best thing you could do is have the most understanding you can and look at it from another aspect of love. You feel me? Love is about giving, and you want to love, and God gives you love. So you should give love to other people no matter what they're going through, because every day somebody's going through something.
Right. And listen to this. The beginning of it started with Adam and Eve. So everyday meaning everybody is born in sin. That means we're born in a state of rebellious. I'm gonna just use that word, rebellious. So there's always something going on. And when I thought about what you were saying, I was thought about every day you want to please yourself more than you want to please God. It's like, so it's a spiritual warfare. God said, no, I have made you to please me. But because you're in a state of wanting to please yourself, daily you saying, I want to please me. And then you saying, no, I want to please God. Because if you look at the situation and then put you and God there, you see, hold up, today I've been trying to please me more than I want to please God. So every day that struggle is, I want to be seen. God said, no, I didn't design you to be seen. I designed you so I can be seen. So every day it's a struggle with that. But it's the situations that you in make it seem like it's something personal. But it's not. Yeah, it's personal. It's between you and God. God be like, hold up. You saying every day I got somebody getting on your nerves. And then God be like, you get on my nerves. What you saying?
Yeah.
So every day this happening, that happening at work. And that happened with the children. My son ain't acting right. My daughter ain't acting right. My wife and my girlfriend ain't acting right. And God be like, you ain't acting right. You just, right. So every day is a struggle. And the struggle is, in the midst of that struggle, you saying, I want the best for me. I want everything better for me. God be like, what? So that struggle right there. But the thing that is presented is camouflage you from realizing what the true struggle is. And that's the struggle between you and your spirit. God saying, no, I want you with me. And you saying, no, I want to do me.
So they really going through something, huh?
Constant. That's biblical. So every day it's a struggle. Every day.
Every day people going through
You
something.
just gotta understand the struggle. I ain't even got you.
No. You right. I was agreeing with you. You just gotta understand it. That.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because if you don't understand the struggle, you'll get demolished, depressed. You end up doing things that you thought you'd never do.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact, man. Man, every day people are going through stuff, man. So you better connect to something, and you know what we suggesting over here. You down with God? You know me. You know, for real, honestly. But great show today. We had a great show today. Great message today. We really appreciate everybody that's been rocking and rolling with us, like way more than y'all know, man. So thank you. We appreciate it, man. This is the Personal Touch Show. So if you haven't already, subscribe and share this great message, share some videos, get tapped into the source, man. And you got anything before we leave?
Yes. All we always say is, listen, if you're connected, stay connected to the power, which is Jesus Christ. If you're not connected, get connected to Jesus Christ.
And we're going to leave it at that, man. It's Yoda, Pat Brady, man. Personal Touch.